yeah, we live, baby. What's up, WMMR Rockford? Today we're going to talk about the power of acknowledgement. But first, we got an announcement happening right now. The boycott against Burger King has started. Yes, Burger King pulled its ad from Rumble, which is a platform that we do go on occasionally. Rumble is the home of free speech. It's an all-tech site, and they were pissed off at Rumble because they wouldn't take Russell Brand off. Now, he's a popular podcaster. That 10-year allegations of rape and all that kind of stuff were put up. And again, as usual, the social media platforms go after people without any proof. Not a day in a court of law, which is a pretty sad state of affairs. Don't you think people should be afforded the right to prove their innocence against allegations? Because let's be honest, man, women throw that stuff around all the time. And why did it take like 10 years for it to happen? That's what my question has always been. Why so long?
Well, sometimes they like to call it, oh my God, I know I said yes, but then I changed my mind.
Right in the middle of it. How is that like even possible? Oh, the guy just blew his nut, but I changed my mind. That's like false advertising, man.
Yeah, it is. Or, I was drunk. I didn't want it.
But 10 years later, don't that
I
hurt
think
the cause?
that does hurt the cause. I mean, I think a person should, if it wasn't supposed to happen and it was legitimately a rape issue, come forward
Right away, because that's going to hurt your credibility, I think.
Because then it makes it seem like you were hiding something.
Doesn't that make you as a woman mad?
Yeah, it does. It's like they're taking advantage of the system because they got busted cheating.
So with an allegation, all it is an allegation.
It's an allegation. It's not a proven fact.
He got pulled off of YouTube. He got pulled off these other platforms. The only ones he hasn't got pulled off of is Twitter and Rumble, all the all tech sites. So Burger King said that they are pulling their ads because Rumble said, no, we're not going to suppress anybody because that's not our job to do that. So everybody says, you know what? We're going to be doing a boycott just like what happened to Bud Light. I don't like Burger King anyway.
Well, Burger King's got issues of its own. They're closing 2,300 stores.
2,300?
Yeah, I read that yesterday.
Holy shit.
They're closing 2,300 stores. So they got an issue in their own way.
You got to admit, man, the Whoppers taste like crap now.
They're all their food. The only thing I enjoy at Burger King is their French fries.
Yeah, because
that's about
their fries are about all they're good at, man. Not even the original chicken sandwich tastes good anyway.
No. And if you get that, you got to get it plain with just cheese because I swear their mayonnaise has issues.
It does. But coming at the point of 2,300 stores are closing.
Yeah. 2,300.
They're not going to survive a hardcore boycott.
No, because they're struggling. Their company's struggling, so they need to have the advertisement. If they're pulling their advertisement off of Rumble, they're going to end up closing more stores. Now, so they're screwing themselves in a sense.
Something Rebecca said here. As a trafficking survivor, what bothers me as a woman is when there is proof still being ridiculed and not believed. People do come out with proof and still nothing. Problem is, you got to actually come out. Yeah. You got to say, okay, this occurred, and not 10 years later.
Exactly.
Not 20 years later. And do you know what always seems to happen to people that are famous?
What's that?
As far as somebody like a Russell Brand or the guy that used to be the Ranch, he was it was a mistrial the first time, and the second time they got convicted, and that was over 20 years ago. I can't believe that still you can do that to somebody. I don't care if you don't like them or not, but that's what they use against
Oh, you mean
them.
from that 70s show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that even possible? That was 20 years ago. Next thing you know, they can make allegations. It's called the Me Too movement, and I think it's ridiculous.
I think a lot of people take advantage of the Me Too movement. And, you know, if you got proof,
do it right away.
Take care of the issue and get it resolved if you got proof. And unfortunately, yeah, there's people out there that even if you have proof, because the other party probably has money, you're going to lose. That's the sad part.
Exactly. So going back to this, Burger King's losing all these stores. I don't think they can survive. You know what? I think it's the franchisees that they choose. They're like disgusting people.
Well, I almost wonder if like some of these companies, which are normally a corporation, and then they go and sell it into franchises, they need to just stay corporate owned.
At least have some standards,
you know, and maybe check on your franchises a little bit more often, because I know if I walk into the local Burger King here, it's disgusting.
Yeah, we don't even eat out anymore because you know what? You get sick every time you eat a damn freaking Whopper around here.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, we haven't even done like McDonald's or Wendy's or any of that stuff in quite a while. So it's, you know, when we do eat out, it's like a treat.
And I do agree with you, Rich. Just like any other criminal charge, you got to make sure you got the facts, innocent until proven guilty. But that's not the way that these woke people think. They think, oh, we got him. And it didn't even go to court. Or you never see these things broadcast on TV where people can actually make a legitimate decision. And all they do is take what the media says and they run with it.
That's true.
What? What are you laughing at?
Dirty knobs. Hollywood farted in my general direction in 1988 and all my hair fell out. Can I still press charges?
Right? Well, you do got allegations going all the way back to the 80s. Just look at Ron Jeremy, man.
Oh,
you know, he's psycho out of his mind now. He don't know what the hell's going on. But you were starring in a porn film.
Yep.
A porn film.
You were getting paid for what you were doing. You're basically a prostitute.
Ooh, ouch.
What?
Is that what you think of porn stars?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't gonna lie. That's what you think. You think the women in porn is prostitutes.
They're paid prostitutes.
Why do you think of that like that?
Well, I mean, for
dude,
one,
that's messed up.
For one, I don't watch it anyways, but
are you one of them Bible thumpers that don't, you know, believe that it's all sin?
I mean, if people want to watch it, that's their choice. I don't
do research
care.
on it all the time.
Do all the time. I don't even care. It's just, how can you go, okay, Ron Jeremy, I mean, he's nasty to begin with.
He was, man.
He's
it
gross.
was nasty. How the hell did women, you know, he got a lot of poontang, dude.
I don't know why you'd want to co-star with Ron Jeremy in a porn, but
it is what it is.
I mean, do your thing, whatever, but
it is said
you're getting paid to do a porn movie with Ron Jeremy and you're going to say, hey, he raped me.
I don't know, man.
Kind of weird.
I don't know. That's messed
But hey,
up.
you got proof then, because it's all on video.
They even went after like Marlon Brando in that one where he popped that broad in the butt, you know, with peanut butter or some shit, or butter that he did. I don't know, man. But they even went after Marlon Brando. But these woke people, did you hear that New York is trying to remove a statue of George Washington, of all people, because he had slaves?
Oh my God.
You know what?
Are they going to take him off the dollar bill next too?
You know what? I wish somebody would ask Nikki Haley. She is a Republican running for president. She is the one that started all this. She started it, a Republican, with everybody tearing down statues and all that kind of crap. A Republican. Because she took the Confederate flag off the state ground. And next thing you know, our bases are being renamed. Statues of our founders are being thrown around. I don't like so-called academics. I don't like them. I don't like them one bit because they do not know the real world. How are you going to throw away a statue of George Washington, for Christ's sakes?
That is so nuts.
It is.
What the hell?
And let's see, they just came out with a report that BK's all beef patties aren't all beef. They are more pork and horse meat than beef. They also found human meat. Ooh,
gross.
Nasty.
Ew.
That's a good way to keep people from Burger King.
Maybe that's why they're losing so many businesses.
I don't know, man. They need to. But what do you think of what Steve says here? The problem is because if the Me Too crap now, no one believes a lot of these women when half of them are telling the truth.
That's because there's so many out there crying wolf and taking advantage of the Me Too movement and making it harder for those that actually have what's the word I'm looking for?
That's just like
an actual lawsuit.
That's just like that broad that came out against Kavanaugh, that Supreme Court justice, saying he did this and did that. Turns out she lied. But people don't understand these leftist Democrats. They don't care about you. They care about power.
Yeah.
But you vote for them. You know, we got a news story coming out about that strike out in Michigan with the auto workers. And you know what I say? I'm not with you on that shit no more. You're the ones that are driving companies out of business with your unreasonable demands. I used to be hardcore pro-union, but not no more. Especially when they can't choose where their dues go. They only donate to Democrats. Now, what if I'm not a Democrat in a union? You're going to use my dues to pay them?
Sad.
What do you think about unions and paying dues and all that?
Well, if you're going to pay dues to a union, then they need to do what they're supposed to do for you. You know, I know our daughter is in a union, and it took quite a while before she actually was, you know, paying the dues and everything, that she was actually able to get help from the union for specific situations.
Did she learn about them at all?
I don't think she really did her due diligence and research about unions.
I wouldn't be a part of a union now.
Because she's technically involved in like a teacher's union.
Yeah, well, those are the worst.
And she's not really a teacher.
Yeah, but those are the worst.
But I don't know.
And like Steve just said, he was in 2 unions and they both suck. I think that, and especially the Teamsters, your guys are a joke. And I hate to say that because you used to be a great organization. But when you put the yellow trucking company out of business because of your unreasonable demands, everybody lost their damn job because they just said, you know what, we're shutting down after 100 and something years.
Yeah, they're just like, forget all of you. We're done.
And Ford is coming out now and saying, you know what, we're not building that new EV plant now. We're not going to do it.
Well, and you know what's sad is there's a lot of plants around the United States that aren't even being used anymore.
Well, one over here in Belvedere closed because of the auto union.
Yep.
And how many jobs are gone on that? You know
Thousands.
What? You had people come in that were part of that.
Yeah.
What did they say about their union then?
I know about a dozen people that lost their jobs at the Belvedere plant because it shut down, and they're like, I don't even know why I bothered with the union because they just fucked us.
Really?
Yeah.
What else did they say? Was that the biggest complaint?
That was the biggest complaint, was how the union basically screwed them.
Man.
And that was from like a dozen people that used to work at that plant.
So none of them supported it.
No.
And as Steve said again, the UAW is the absolute worst. They are lazy and incompetent. And Vaca's just said, unions are like a machine that has gone run away. Their original purpose no longer exists. And Penguin, my boy Penguin, I'm in a union working for the cat dealer, and we pay our dues, and for the next 10 years, we're paying back for their bad investments.
I don't know. And you know what the sad part is a lot of companies that have unions don't give you an option. You basically are told you have to join the union.
All in Democratic states.
Yeah, you don't get a choice. Republican states,
you get the right to choose.
The right to choose,
or
but
right to work.
The Democratic states, like I know those that worked at the Belvedere plant, it was non-optional. They had to be in it.
And next thing you know, they're sitting
and now
there
they're
with
all
no damn jobs.
And now they're all sitting at home.
Unbelievable.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. Striking auto workers will get visits from the presidential frontrunners starting today. White House correspondent Greg Clugston.
President Biden goes to Detroit today to show support for the United Auto Workers Union. He will join workers on the picket line at midday. His visit comes one day before former President Trump pays a visit to Michigan, where he will speak to union members tomorrow evening.
And in the midst of the auto workers' strike, Ford says not so fast on that new factory.
Ford Motor Company says it's pausing construction of the $3.5 billion electric vehicle battery plant in Marshall, Michigan, until it's confident it can run the factory competitively.
Boy, I love radio, but I love a good pee even more.
Turn it up and piss somebody off.
Shake a leg and zip it up. Oh my God.
Now or never. Here it comes.
Take yourself on a journey into the unknown.
Yeah!
Are you ready?
Attention. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
You're listening to Motorcycle Madhouse Radio, WMMR DB Rockford. 3.5 billion.
What the hell was with the statement from these news people saying presidential front-runner?
He ain't fucking Trump is kicking his ass in the
No,
polls
it's
now.
like,
They're
what
all
the
freaking
hell?
out now. But the $3.5 billion, they're not. That's jobs right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, if I was like Ford or GM or any of them, I'd say, you know what? Screw you all. We're gonna go get other people. We don't want to deal with the unions. That's what I would do.
Well, and I hate to say it, it's like, okay, as far as that, they're working on electric cars in that dealership. How many people are actually going to buy electric cars?
Well, that's the plant, not a dealership. But you're right.
But it's like they're going to build all these electric cars, and how many of them are actually going to get purchased? I'm sorry, I don't want to plug my car in like a damn.
They don't even have
car.
the infrastructure, because you're gonna need, just like gas stations, you're gonna need where you can plug in,
Where
and I'm not gonna wait 8 hours.
I'm not gonna sit and have an 8-hour layover at a gas station so my car can charge.
Steve,
Stupid.
USW Local 1299 in Detroit, and the IBEW Local 103 in Boston. And the one thing they had in common is mismanagement. You got to know how corrupt them freaking leaders are of the unions. Unions are still the personal piggy bank for a lot of organized crime. Still the personal piggy bank.
Well, and it's like, I think the biggest question if you're involved in a union is, where the hell are my union dues going?
And a lot of time, they won't tell you.
No. It's like, what am I really paying for? Like Penguin said, their mismanagement and their screw ups. You're paying for that. So what are they going to do for you?
You know what? I'm in the auto repair industry, and there's no damn way I would ever join a union. Never. They're not like they used to be in the early days, where they did something for the people. Now it's just mismanagement, politics, and with this stuff happening in Detroit, yeah, I get it. The politicians are going to go out there and glad hand people. By the way, what do you say about hands? You said something that was pretty funny about hands. And think about this, guys. Think about this.
Every hand that you've ever shaken has had a dick in it.
And you're like, damn, man, she's right. Every hand you shake had a dick in it.
Whether it's a male or a female. They've had a dick in it. Hey, you know what else? I got a fun fact.
What?
Nipples They're like straws. You're welcome.
What?
Nipples are like straws.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Why are they like straws? Oh, they just suck things in.
Yeah. Shut up.
Everybody's like, Steve.
Steve, you ain't shaking nobody's hand no more, are you, Steve?
Yeah,
Just
hand
fist
jobs.
bump it. Just fist bump
yeah,
it.
that's what I say. Hand jobs across America. Dirty knobs. That is pretty messed up right there. That's because it makes you stop and think it's actually true.
Well, come on. Y'all got wieners. You hold them when you pee. You hold them when you have fun with it. Women, they all have had their hand on a dick one point or another. So,
Or a poontang.
Technically, every hand you've shaken has had a dick in it.
Man. So it looks like we have some ex-members of unions, and they're not too happy as well.
Nope.
That's why I do believe in right to work, man. I really do. You can choose if you want to be in a union or not. But these companies that have to hire these people, I don't know why they just don't say, nah, not happening. Screw you. If you don't like it, go, pound on sand or something. We're going to hire other people that'll do your job for half the wage. Some of them guys and gals that were at Belvedere, they were making huge money.
Yeah, they were. And now it's like you really don't see them that often because they ain't got the money to spend. There's a lot of people that used to be regular customers that you'd see at least twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't even see them coming in because they ain't got the money to spend on extra stuff.
And sometimes I don't feel sorry for them, but sometimes I do. Why didn't you just tell your union, go screw yourself? I ain't paying your dues. I don't want to be a part of this crap. Well, we did this for you. We got pay. No, you didn't. You just got us freaking thrown out of a job. A lot of them were given an option to go to what, Ohio?
Yeah.
And they said, why the hell are you going to pick something up and go to Ohio?
Yeah, that means you got to pack up where you've lived for many, many years just for a job.
I couldn't do it.
I only know one person that did that. Just one.
Mm.
That was it. Nobody else did it.
I wouldn't have done that.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't.
I mean, they've had numerous shutdowns at that plant when they have no work to do, but for them to, at least when they're on those shutdowns, the employees were able to collect unemployment.
Right. But now they're not able to do nothing.
Screwed. They're screwed.
And if
kiss.
you look at unemployment, what the hell they paying you? Nothing.
They ain't paying you crap.
If you're used to making $30 an hour,
you ain't getting that. No.
You're lucky to get minimum wage on freaking that crap.
Yep. And hopefully
a lot of people are going to be pissed at me because they're going to say, well, you're anti-union. Well, you're damn right I'm anti-union now because I see through their crap. It's not like the coal miner unions back in the early 1900s that were fighting for safety and good pay and a good work week.
Well, hopefully those companies gave them some good severance packages, but I doubt it.
But you notice how both Trump and Biden are going after the union vote?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, they don't care about you anyway.
Nope.
What the hell? They just doing it for a photo op.
Yep. Because that's what they're all about.
Unbelievable, man. Let's see here. It's not a union shop, but I found out that my old job in Itasca is closing shop for good at the end of the year. A lot of businesses are being forced out.
Yeah.
They are. They're being forced out because of the economy sucks, for one.
Well, a lot of people, like if it's like an automotive thing, there's a lot of people out there that are taking it to friends or family members, or they're doing it themselves because they need to save the money.
Yeah, it's terrible, this economy right now. And it's just going to get worse as this old bastard. He needs to go, and I think that's why Trump was up in the polls by like 10 points, man. I guarantee they're going to try to figure out how to cheat their ass off.
Again.
God. That's what they do.
I don't want another
and a lot of people
election season.
Well,
like
he's not supposed, that's their favorite fucking line right now. We got to save our democracy. But at the same time, you don't want to have a primary against Joe Biden, a debate. Save my democracy, my ass. You get tired of hearing the lies out of these people, but you're even more tired of hearing the people actually support them. I think they're ignorant. And that's being straight up. That is ignorant. And food prices right now are through the roof.
They are.
It's like, dude, you know, instead of stealing freaking cars, they should go out there shooting cows right now and stealing them, because that's how bad it is. It is.
We'll all make our own Big Macs and quarter pounders.
Damn right, man. Just making them all.
Well,
make
even
yourself.
I mean, we got a half a pig a couple years ago, which was reasonably priced.
It was reasonable.
And
now it's like, are you shitting me?
Now it's like double the price, and it's like, no, it's not worth it.
You can't even get nothing nowadays.
Nope. Mm-mm.
But I can't stand sheeple as people. I really can't.
No.
You know, that's what I was arguing with an attorney, because he put something on my biker news, because I didn't want to show a video of a beatdown going, well, you're biker news, you shouldn't suppress it. Dude, for one, it ain't news because I only report out of news organizations.
Right.
And two, I'm not going to get people hemmed up by the fucking cops. That's just not my show.
No.
But that's how ignorant they are. Okay, you got a law degree, so I'll probably kick your ass in court by myself. And I've done that.
Yep.
Because I use logic. And I use your own laws against you. So it did piss me off, that guy. It was like, dude, you're an ignorant fool. I'm suppressing the news. Shut up, stupid. It's freaking everywhere. Idiots. Ugh. Freaking idiots. And you know what? The cost of living goes up to put pressures on families to divide families. Do you think a lot of division is going on right now within families because of the government?
Actually, I find more and more people are moving in with family because they can't afford to do it on their own anymore.
But when it comes to the politics, that divides families.
Yeah, the politics definitely divide families.
And you're
100%.
right, Steve. Tell them you ain't a rat and are not putting out people's faces like some other channels. Yeah, you know what? I really didn't agree with that. That's one thing I didn't agree with. If it's not in the newspaper, I'm not going to put that shit out there, man, because I am not going to do the jobs of the cops. It's bad enough that you got a lot of people that put their business all over the place on the internet. And even if you tried to delete it, it's still archived somewhere. And these cops use it against them. So why the hell am I going to do that? Fuck that.
Not to mention the fact that it was just a clip. It wasn't a full story.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as
what am I going to do? I don't know who the hell the guy is. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm going to show people's faces to get hit. We got a big freaking worldwide platform here.
Nope.
Now, if it's in the news, it's a different story because it's already in the news.
But if you think about it, it still hasn't been.
It hasn't been. And hopefully it ain't gonna be.
Still hasn't been in the news. It's just
because people are throwing it
around.
up all over the damn place. It might be, you know, that's what sucks.
Yeah.
But the power of acknowledgement. And I think that's very important when you're an employee.
Yeah. To a point.
What do you mean to a point?
Oh, well, you know, our company's latest thing is this
China Doll always
app
China
that they
Doll
had
making it about her.
That they had everybody in our company, the corporate office had us all download where we could recognize employees of the company.
But you know, that we'll talk about, but you don't think it's right to acknowledge an employee?
I do agree that you should acknowledge an employee privately, not publicly.
Why not publicly? Like the Employee of the Month award or the Employee of the Year award.
Well, those are awesome. I wish more companies would actually have that. But you also got to look at the bigger picture, and some people would be like, favoritism.
You think that's what comes up as favoritism?
Jealousy, because it wasn't them.
So because of other people's feelings,
because a lot of people get butthurt.
They couldn't get acknowledged because of other people. And that's what's going on in society now. If you get butthurt, it all goes bad. There's all bitching. But when somebody does good, doesn't that make them do their job better?
Yeah, I believe it does. If they get acknowledged, they'll do a better job. They'll do more. They'll go above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to worry about those that you don't acknowledge, because the ones you don't acknowledge will end up slacking off even more because they're like, well, they don't care what I've been doing.
So it gives them no motivation.
Doesn't give them any incentive or motivation to do better at their job. So I think, you should acknowledge bits and pieces of every employee, not just one.
So road rage puts, I don't care about a pat on the back unless the hand doing it has a fistful of money for me. Pay me. I don't care about a trophy. I care about money.
Yeah. It's like, if you're going to say that you were employee of the month, then give me a little bit of a raise for more of an incentive.
Give it a raise or give me a bonus.
Yeah, give me a bonus for doing good for that month. Or
see, that's one thing I don't like, is when management are the ones that gets bonuses and the regular employees don't get shit.
Yep.
I think that sucks. I think it sucks big time.
And especially when, if you think about it, the actual employees are doing way more of the work than the management.
But they ain't getting the recognition.
Nope, not at all.
Hell, I think people will be happy by just getting $100 bonus.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I did this good. I get $100. That's incentive right there. But when you know that it's only your manager getting the bonus, then it's like, well, what the fuck? Why should I do better to pay her?
That's why a lot of people I've noticed,
or him.
I've noticed in a lot of companies where the manager, since that one person gets all the bonuses and the rest of the staff don't see anything, a lot of the rest of the staff say, why am I working so hard?
And I think they got it right.
I think they need to give more of an incentive. I get it. People get yearly raises, but you know what? If they do something phenomenal, they do something really good, give them $50.
Well, look at what Vaca said. Vacos, where we at here? When the boss quietly, and there's not a lot of these people that are going to do it. That's the problem. When the boss quietly puts extra money in your check, that's your acknowledgement, and no one gets butthurt. The problem is a lot of these managers won't do that.
No, they won't. They won't even acknowledge.
They won't even go up to somebody and say, hey, that a boy. Great job on this.
You really did good on that. Thanks for working so hard. We appreciate you.
Just them words to get people more motivated.
Yeah. We appreciate all your hard work. Keep up the good work.
Don't you think that if a manager gets a bonus that they should share the wealth?
I've known managers that have done that. And whatever their bonus is, they threw like $50 at every employee in the store cash. But there's other managers out there that are stingy as hell, and they won't do it.
And they still expect their employees
to do everything for them.
That's what I think I'd do, is get a bonus. I'd split it up between everybody there. That way, damn, they'll do it the next time, and maybe my bonuses go up more.
Oh, especially if, some companies do bonuses every 3 months, or every 4 months. 3 or 4 times a year, the managers get bonuses. Well, what about everyone else?
Or even throw a damn party, a pizza party or something.
Buy lunch.
Yeah,
something.
Because without them employees, they wouldn't be getting that.
Exactly. Without the hard work of the rest of the staff, the manager, him or herself, wouldn't even be getting that bonus. Because they're watching to make sure people aren't stealing. They're watching everything. They're, doing their job like they're supposed to. Throw them a bone.
But on the other hand, you got a lot of employees that don't follow their job description. I never understood that, why people would bitch about their job when they took the job, were told their responsibilities,
and then they sit back and do nothing.
You accepted the pay.
Yep.
So you're a part of the problem too.
And then they sit there and they watch everybody else do their job while they do nothing.
And I think that has to be infuriating if it was me.
It's extremely infuriating, especially when some people are too lazy to just can that person.
What do you mean by that?
Because if the person's not going to be up to par and they're going to complain about what they have to do for their job, number one, why did you accept it when you already knew what the responsibilities were? And if you're not going to do the job and work as a team, then you don't need that job. If you're just going to stand there and hold up the wall or hold up a counter.
And that's like, you got the bad apple analogy.
Yeah.
One bad apple starts screwing it all up.
Well, and the one bad apple is going to piss off the rest of the team because then the other team members are doing double the work. And that's not fair.
And that's when a manager should actually step in and be a manager.
Exactly.
That's what I was talking to you about the other night. I was like, you know what? If I owned a multi-million-dollar business, there is no way in hell whatsoever, never going to happen in your life where I'm going to put somebody in there that's stupid. I'm not going to put anybody in there that don't have an actual experience as a damn manager, because basically they're running a business, but they don't take any ownership of it. You want somebody that's going to take ownership of the business.
Well, and then you got people that are, managing a company, and yeah, they can do the paperwork, but as far as managing their crew, they're stupid or afraid.
Well, managing their crew or managing a profit and loss statement, a budget, none of them are really qualified to do that kind of stuff.
Because usually I know a lot of the companies in our area, they basically promote from within.
I think that's the worst thing around.
They don't.
I'm sorry.
They don't, look outside the box and get somebody that's actually qualified to be a manager. Or they look at the wrong people when they promote from within. They don't really look into their background before promoting.
Well, you have to have some kind of damn education. Now, I get all the good stories about, I started as a stock boy and now I did this and did that. But you also went and got the education that made you competent in that job.
Right.
Where a lot of these people don't get the education to even move up.
Or they've never ran a business before ever.
Because it is a business.
Yeah. Okay, you could do the paperwork good. Yay, you. But what about running the actual business? Paperwork is just one tiny part of it. You got to actually run the business and control your vendors and control your staff and yeah, make sure you're not getting stuff stolen for your profit and loss, and you're not paying attention to any of that. Because why? Because all the other employees have to do all the dirty work.
Well, the thing with that hand of chaos, got to promote employees, that I agree with. But at the same time, if you're running a business, you got to promote the people that actually
deserve it.
Not deserve it, but are educated enough to understand how to run a business. You have to know how to run a business. Because if my business is pulling in, I don't know, $4 or $5 million a year, I don't want somebody in there that don't know what the hell they're doing. Just because they think they deserve a promotion, there's extra stuff that you have to do. Education at that point does come in where, hey, you better know your math. You better know your business sense. You better know marketing, because if you don't, you're going to screw it. You're going to screw all that business up.
Yeah.
And then if they can't manage their employees, next thing you know, you're losing money. Or if they don't know how to keep an inventory, you're losing bigger money right there. And a lot of people don't know that.
No, they don't.
So just promoting somebody isn't the answer, I don't think.
Well, if you're going to promote, make sure you check them. They got to check them out real good. Make sure they can handle what they're doing and can handle all aspects of the job, not just one part of it.
So, yeah, you can acknowledge somebody by promoting them, but at the same time, is it a business obligation to give anybody and everybody a promotion just because they've been there?
No. It shouldn't be based on that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have somebody that works with us. She's been there 19 years, and every time she gets offered for promotion, she tells them no. She don't want the responsibility.
Too bad a lot more people ain't like that, but when they do, it seems like power is the biggest thing about people wanting a promotion. It's not for the good of the company, but it's for that power over people.
Because people are power hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when you got somebody that's in management that comes up to you and goes, well, I'm the manager, and you got their employees going, and
there's no respect for them,
then act like one.
Hell, at least send them to a leadership class or something.
A manager shouldn't have to throw their title in their employees' faces to get a response.
Hell no, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Not supposed to be.
And I
that
see it
way.
a lot.
What else we got there that they say?
About what?
Power of acknowledgement.
I don't know. I don't got nothing.
I sent you an article yesterday.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did in Facebook.
You sent me Uber Eats.
No, well, we'll go into that, but
that's all you sent me.
That sucks that you're not ready for your show.
Oh, don't blame me. That's not what you sent me.
I thought I did, and I'll be checking on it to make sure that I did. But from Philip Morris International, and they go on to say, understand what acknowledgement means. The very act of acknowledgement has been defined as the recognition of importance or quality of something. When you identify and recognize the importance of someone's efforts, the person feels seen, heard, and understood. But there has to be a fine line with that, because like some of the guys were saying, a lot of the younger generation thinks that's what's supposed to happen, because that's what they were taught. That, hey, I have to be acknowledged for my work. I don't want to be a worker bee. You've heard that from younger ones, haven't you?
Yeah.
They don't feel like they got to carry out their duties.
No, they feel they can just stand there and do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
And no, that's not how it works in this world.
No, it doesn't.
You have to... You want to make something of yourself, you got to work for it. You can't just sit there and expect it to be handed to you.
Well, that brings up the next point. Social media has fueled a stronger need for recognition and validation than we ever seen before. This is especially true for millennials and Generation Zs. Do you notice that Generation X and baby boomers aren't there?
Yes. I did notice.
We're a lot different than these millennials and Generation Z people, where we don't feel like we have to have acknowledgement at work. All we want to do is put our hands out and say, hey, give us our paycheck. But what do you think? Do you think social media has been fueling this?
Well, yeah, because it's like, oh my God, somebody didn't friend you. Oh, somebody didn't like your TikTok video.
Well, but I'm talking about this thinking that I'm owed something because...
Well, because on social media, you go to anything. I don't care if it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of the times, all you see is people bitching and moaning
that they're not getting recognized, or they don't get what they deserve.
Yeah. It's like, oh, now my landlord wants to evict me because, and it's like, well, did you pay your freaking rent?
Yeah, it was funny. During COVID, I felt so sorry for landlords. Here they got a property and they got somebody that's not paying rent.
Yeah.
that would piss me off.
I mean, I know we paid our mortgage.
Yeah, I had to pay mine.
It's like, you want to live there after COVID, you better just pay your monthly,
But it's funny when
payment.
they were told to leave, they would destroy the place.
Yep.
And blame the landlord for them not paying rent.
Yeah.
Where does the thinking of them type of people come from?
I mean, where did it actually state that you didn't have to pay rent during COVID? Nowhere.
But you know what I mean? How people get vindictive? I don't understand why they get vindictive. They know they're supposed to pay.
It was COVID. I wasn't working, and now I don't. And now I didn't pay my rent because I wasn't working. So now I don't have a place to live. Fuck this place. I'm gonna fuck it up.
I think that's a worthless human being that does that.
And it's like, grow the hell up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of companies still open during COVID where you could have gotten a job, paid your bills.
But I'm talking about the self-entitlement.
Nobody's freaking entitled to nothing.
And this social media is the one that pushes it, that people feel like they have to get acknowledged for what they're doing. Even if they're doing a shitty job, they still think that. And I think that was the problem with giving these kids all these trophies.
Participation trophies?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a trophy. God, we didn't have that growing up. You got first, second, and third. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else got nothing. It's like, come on. You're making it. And that's where it's starting. Every kid in a sport is getting a participation trophy now in the young kids. Every kid.
Mm-hmm.
When I coached our granddaughter's soccer team,
everybody got a trophy.
Every little 5 and 6 year old got trophies.
And that's teaching them, hey, I'm supposed to get this, even though I'm not working hard enough.
I know we lost every game, but here, have a trophy. They're not learning anything from that.
No, what they're learning is that
they're owed it. That here, you did a good job, not really, and you lost every game, but here, have a trophy.
And I really do think that that's affected our generations now, and it's made it worse.
And it's starting with them being young, and then as they grow up, they're not going to understand what it is to compete for something. Even when you get in, I mean, I don't know how the high schools do it now, but I don't know if they have participation trophies. I don't know. They didn't when I was going. It was either first or second place, and you're
well,
done.
Even going as far as, let's be honest here, if you sucked at sports, you wouldn't be put in.
No,
now they rotate everybody.
Well, now it's mandatory, like football. Every player has to play unless they're injured.
And I think that's crap.
Well, what if they're on the team and they suck and should have been the water boy? Do you play the water boy? I don't know.
More school districts are going to 4-day weeks for students, and that's posing a challenge for some parents.
Independence, Missouri has a 4-day school week. Brandy Pruitt sends her kids there. She's a teacher in a neighboring district with 5 school days.
I think there's an argument, too, that it's not the school's job to babysit. True. But it is the school's job to provide a quality education.
Hundreds of school systems around the country have adopted 4-day weeks. Policy researcher Christopher Doss says it's a quick fix to a more complex issue.
You're not really looking at the underlying causes of stress in the education system.
I'm Julie Walker.
With an end of
the perfect way to jumpstart your morning routine? Us. So turn it up a little.
You're listening to Motorcycle Madhouse Radio, WMMR DB Rockford. Stress? Really? Stress? They don't even do homework anymore.
No, half the schools don't even send them home with homework. They do.
We went 5 days a week,
Yep.
Had homework
every night, even on a Friday.
And that was just going into our deal about what the hell is going on here. I think it's the teachers that just want to work 4 days a week. That's why they pushed it.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like they don't work. Dude, they get paid so much per year. And they're off for the summertime.
And they get paid.
And they're still paid.
Yeah, they get paid.
So now they want to go to 4 days?
which is, I'm sorry, it's just wrong.
And
I get it. I get it.
It has nothing to do with watching your kid. It has to do with education, I think.
I agree. They need their education. They need proper education. And sad thing is, even 5 days a week, these teachers don't give a proper education anymore. But
yeah, they just push people through that can't read or write.
Oh,
I know a lot of public schools like that, especially in Chicago. They'll push your ass to the next grade.
Especially if they're athletes.
Oh, you're damn right.
Star quarterback. Oh, you can't do math? It's fine. Move on. We need you in the varsity game tomorrow. You know, they don't care. They don't. And I've witnessed it even when I was growing up in my high school.
But that's unbelievable. 4 days.
Mm-hmm. That's stupid.
Now, what do you think about a 4-day work week? I think, 10 hours a day.
10 hours a day, I'd do it.
But not for kids. Because they're stupid as it is right now. They can't even count change.
No, they can't. They throw a wad of money and a bunch of coins on the counter and they go, I think I have enough. And they usually don't.
And then it's like, well, wait a second here. You don't even know how to tell time. A mechanical clock, analog as they call it.
No.
They don't know what it is. That's why you see digital clocks everywhere.
Everywhere you go is digital.
So you want to put these dummies only in 4 days of school when they're dumb as it is?
If you're going to put them in 4 days of school, you might as well keep them in school all year round. Forget their summer.
I think
keep them all year.
I think that should be the case. Okay, so you want to do 4 days? Okay, well, guess what? You go in year round.
Or better yet, they only get 1 month off, July.
I don't even think they should get a month off. Fuck them.
Well, you got to make up for those days every month they're missing.
Yeah, you do.
Plus, what if there's a holiday on a Monday and then they don't have Friday school, so they're only going 3 days that week? It's dumb.
It is dumb. Well, that aside, do you think kids should go to school year round? I do.
I think some places actually do that too.
And I think they put out smarter kids.
I think some
I know other countries do that.
Yes.
They don't give them all summer off.
Yeah.
Come on, you look at our daughter's district, which I think is kind of cool, actually. They give you a week off at Thanksgiving to go hunt deer, but that's in a rural area.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of just getting the Thursday and Friday off for the holiday for Thanksgiving, they get the whole week off because of hunting season.
Because a lot of people put food on.
That's how they feed their family. So, I mean, that's smarticle.
I think kids from a rural area are a lot more smart and they work harder.
I agree.
Than city kids.
I agree.
Why do you agree on that?
Well, because I think that those that are in rural areas have more, they're more responsible because of the fact, like picture kids that work on a farm. They're going to be 10 times more responsible than a kid that grew up in the city. Because they're getting up when the roosters crow. Not only are they doing the work on the farm, but they're also doing their schoolwork. They have more responsibility and it teaches them to be better as adults.
I think that's a perfect example right there.
I mean, just my opinion.
Your opinion is pretty good on this subject. And you're a mother. Now, would you wanted our kids to go year round?
Honestly, yeah.
Why? And I'm not talking about babysitting shit.
No, it has nothing to do with babysitting. It has to do with bettering their education. I mean, if they work hard in school, they're going to better themselves as a person. And I think, and I agree with a lot of the comments in the chat there, they need to teach them more day-to-day stuff. Like get the home ec classes out where you actually teach them something. Get out the consumer ed classes where you actually learn how to balance a checkbook or file your own taxes or
civic classes
or actually fill out an application for a job or how to write a resume. I mean, they don't do any of that. I learned from a website how to make a freaking resume. only because I didn't pay
And they don't know
attention.
any financial education either. That's why you see a lot of people that are in financial straits because they're not taught about freaking stocks, bonds.
No, they're not told about, a 401 or an IRA or anything. They don't teach them common stuff that you need to know as an adult. My go-to was I never understood half the crap. I'd go to my dad because my dad could explain it to me where I could understand it. But it's like, he ain't here. So now it's like, Hollywood, can you explain this? Because why? Nobody's taught it.
Well, the lazy ass parents need to teach their own kids how to be an actual human and not a self-entitled brat.
But sometimes the parents are the cause for their kids being that way.
Oh, I agree with that 1,000%.
They are the cause because the kid will cry and whine, and mommy and daddy will give them what they want just to shut them up.
Well, that, and if you ever look at rich kids,
they already get whatever they want.
They do not know dick about life.
No, they don't.
They know absolutely nothing about life.
And yeah, parents need to step up and take more responsibility and teach their kids about the way of the life and the way of the world, because the schools aren't doing it. But just the problem is nowadays is the parents aren't putting time aside to teach their kids that kind of stuff.
Man. Well, that's the show today. Hopefully you got something out of it. China Doll just dropping truth bombs left and right the last couple shows right there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll all see you tomorrow. And that's it for a Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem. Don't forget to visit us on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and all major podcast platforms for all the replays of Motorcycle Madhouse shows. Don't miss out on our lives Monday